Right, this is our last B-class MMA fight for the night. In our fight night for Arena, MMA fight night out of Shuriken. So we're having a look here. We've got one of the Shuriken boys, Joel Armstrong, in the red corner with the black shorts on. And in the blue corner we have Jacob Flower out of Lions Den MMA, well, out of Lions Den fighting in the red and black shorts. So there's going to be a very, very interesting fight. Both of these guys have previously had fights in the cage before, so the ring rust is definitely gone for both of them. Last time Jacob was in the cage, I think it was our last fight night or the one before that, he actually fought with such aggression, really, really crisp hands. So expect to see the same again. Joel's had a bit of an absence from the cage, but in that time he's been working a lot on his jiu-jitsu and probably a little bit of speed work on the pad, so expect to see the things from him.
Jacob Flower, you know, he's throwing that right hand with a lot of power. He's putting his weight behind it.
Both fighters punching there, striking at the same time and knocking Joel's mouth guard out of his mouth. So the referee just putting it back in there and letting the boys get on with it again.
I'm impressed with Jacob Flower's hands. He's got a lot of power in those hands.
Yeah, he demonstrated it last time he fought. He was very quick, very sharp, in and out, side to side movement, very good. You can see he's doing it again, and as that fight goes on, he'll just get a little bit more confident, and he'll probably start to do it again. For Joel, what Joel's got to look for is he's either got to look for that big punch knockout, or he's got to start looking for his ground game. That's where Joel has been winning his fights, is on the ground. And that's probably where he'll be looking. At the moment, he's eating a few of them in the face, in the jaw. It might not work now, but they'll be working soon. You can see Joel working here. This is where his ground game comes into play.
It was like he was waiting for that kick. He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And he just
but if you can see there, Jacob's got a choke on there, but Joel is very, very fast, very thinking a lot, has moved to the side, and maybe able to release the pressure on that. So now what's going to happen is Jacob's holding on to that. It's actually just going to tire his arm out. You'll hear from the Shuriken corner that there's the jiu-jitsu coach, Paulo Ceriso, from Ceriso BJJ, trains the boys, been working with Joel quite a bit, and Joel is a blue belt under his study. So very, very, it's not like he's fresh at the boat of jiu-jitsu. He's very good at that, and he's strong in this position. Have a look at that power that he's got. He's leaning his weight in, his hips are down. He'll be looking for an armbar. Well, actually, no, he's just moved straight into mount, which is not going to be good for Jacob. That's going to move it. And Jacob manages to switch him. Brilliant power and explosiveness from Jacob Flower there to switch him to turn the position around right before the end. But Joel still equally as deadly from this position here. If you watch him there, he'll be looking to look for a triangle. He'll be looking for that triangle, he'll be looking for that armbar. He definitely likes to stay busy, and I think the judges like that too. They don't like somebody that just sits there. They're actually looking for somebody who's active. You see, look, he's looking for the armbar there. If he can swing it around. But he's going to look for that sweep again. Wow. And now Joel's going to go to the back. And he's going to look for that rear naked choke. You can just see how Joel is very, very fluent on the ground. He enjoys that ground game, which is nice to see. Wow. Dominant from both boys. Joel worked in with that quick combo, and he came in with a crisp left hand on the jaw of Flower. Let's see how Armstrong does with this. He's maybe got a little bit of that ring rust out. He seems to be bopping his head a little bit more. Jacob's back to his first round action that he had. He was in and out, moving and weaving. And Joel's just looked straight for it, straight for the takedown. And realized, and a brilliant leg sweep there. If you watch in that beginning of the transition, as soon as Joel went in for that takedown, Jacob immediately went to the guillotine choke. Joel recognized it and decided to posture up and actually go through it. If you have a look at him here, he's now looking to get that side thing, the side mount. Jacob's looking to switch it. Joel moves it north to south so that he's got him. And now he's going to you can see he's now putting that weight on the head. This is not comfortable for a fighter on the bottom, especially when he sprawls that weight out, when he puts his belly right in your face, he's leaning his weight on. Joel's going to just look to go straight to, possibly to the mount, but Joel's got that underhook, and he's looking like he's going to transition over. But if he doesn't, he's still going to slip in and get the rear naked. And he could have a triangle here, by the looks of things, if I'm looking at it right. And there we go, rightfully so. He stands up. He doesn't want to be on the ground with Joel. Joel's very slick on the ground. He wants to keep this standing, and Joel just wants to take this to the ground. What do you think of the fight so far?
I love it. Yeah, like you said, it's a classic stand up against ground game, you know, and it's a good battle.
And you can just see the referee there warning him for that elbow. This is big class action. You're not allowed to do standing elbows, and there was an elbow. It was unintentional because the guy was going in. He was trying to sprawl, but still, there's a warning nonetheless. He won't have a point deducted, but if it happens again, he could have a point deducted, which could lose him the round, which could also lose him the fight.
Very impressive, Joe Armstrong on the ground. Like you said, he looks very, very smooth down there.
And what you got to remember within the ground game, you know, the takedown scores you 1 point, you know, kind of in the judge's eyes. But then if you're transitioning and progressing that movement, so you go into mount, or you go into side control and things like that. Oh, and that's a shot to the boys, and unfortunate, it does happen. That's why they wear cups. Just what it'll do is it'll buy Joel 5 minutes right at the end of the round to kind of gather his thoughts, recoup himself, and then go from there. It's an accidental, you could see it. But yeah, as you said, is when you watch it, you'll see Joel's progressing it. So he is progressing from the takedown to side control to the mount to looking for the submission. And that's what the judges want to see in this fight. That's what they want to see when you're on the ground. They don't want you to just see you lying there and just holding the guy down. So as an active ground fighter, he's definitely progressing in the right thing, and that could take him the edge. In both of these rounds, he's had moments of transitioning and dominating and getting that takedown. And those win points. The old adage of when MMA first started, they said get a takedown, and then that's you've won the round. Doesn't matter what else happened in the round, but if you got a takedown, it showed you were dominant, so they automatically awarded you the round because you had the takedown. But I think it's somewhat changed a little bit now that it's become more technical. But you know, we've got a lot of old school judges, so it might just be winning on that. Armstrong has now recovered from that groin shot and looks like to get back into it. Jacob's had a good couple of minutes to catch his breath too, which is probably good for him.
Still looking very strong with those punches, isn't he? He's
that was a brilliant overhand overhand left to finish it around there. Flower still looks very fighter. You know, if he manages to avoid a takedown, he could possibly take the round. It was a bit sloppy from Joel going in like that to try and look for a takedown right in the beginning. Jacob Flower just pounced on him, raining a few punches in and let him know that he's not going to accept it, which is fair play from him.
yeah.
If you have a look at that exchange, not one of them hit. That was all on the forearms of Armstrong. So very, very well checked and well blocked. That seems to be saving Joel Armstrong quite a bit in this fight. Brilliant, the adage of go down, look for the takedown, and if it stopped, come straight up and counter.
Joel just keeps coming forward, doesn't he? He really seemed to be worried about that.
He's a big grinder. He's a big grinder from ages ago. He grinds his fights out. He doesn't start fast. He doesn't finish fast, but he just keeps it going. And you'll see there's a bit of claret coming out of Jacob Flower's nose now. He's bleeding. Joel's obviously hit him with something, and you can see his mouth is open there, and he keeps popping him on that chin. Jacob's doing really well with answering with that knee as soon as Joel's going in for a takedown. Joel needs to do is keep him up against the fence and maybe look for the takedown there.
90 seconds. 90 seconds remaining.
Only got a minute and a half to go. Push him. Joel needs to push him back or trip him. If Joel's got double hooks in there, got both hands in, And you can see Joel's got that leg there, you see? He's gone straight in for the takedown. He's got the takedown. He's now secured him on the ground, which means he's got it. He's going to be looking to pass. And if you look at that there, he's gone straight. He's gone behind him, which is quite intelligent. Stop Flower from being able to wall walk. He's actually moved. Now that he's progressed into full mount there, this is not a position you want to be ending the round on because the judges scored quite heavily being on top there. So now, Joel now has to work. Otherwise, the ref's going to stand him up. He needs to be punching those arms, maybe punching the shoulders, punching the chest, maybe looking for, you can see he's posturing up. He's looking for that armbar. He's pushing the face. He's pushing, you see, he's pushing that face away, and he was looking for that armbar. He just looks a little bit tired. He's using the forearm to grind the face away. That's not very nice treatment. See the legs going up there. He's now going to be looking for that armbar. He's got the arm there, and that's not Jacob Flowers now equally trying to move the hips out to stop him from doing that. But Joel's now looking for the other arm. Just keeps switching arms. He's got 10 seconds left. He's going. He's got the hooks in. He's got the back. Could be looking for the choke there, and that is a very dominant position to end the fight on. And you can see the frustration there from Jacob Flower punching the ground. He thinks he might have lost it from that, and rightfully so. What we know in the MMA world, he quite possibly could have. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to call this for the red corner for Joel Armstrong, just purely based on those takedown and ground dominance.
We go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. We have a split decision.